Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the brand new gameplay trailer for Marvel's Wolverine, the upcoming Insomniac game that has fans buzzing. This trailer finally gives us a deeper look at the world, the combat, and the story direction, and as always, it's packed with details and Easter eggs you may have missed. So let's break it all down, frame by frame. The game was first announced back in 2021 during the PlayStation Showcase with a short teaser, but now, after years of waiting and delays, we finally know it's set to release on PlayStation 5 in the fall of 2026. Liam McIntyre is confirmed to be voicing Logan, making him the second Australian actor to portray the Canadian mutant. From the very first shots, you can tell the developers are going for a gritty, mature tone. We see Wolverine bloodied, his face scarred, and every tiny pore and wrinkle brought to life in stunning detail. The trailer wastes no time throwing us into the action. We watch Logan tearing through cybernetically enhanced enemies known as the Reavers. These villains have deep roots in X-Men comics and were even featured in the 2017 Logan film. Here, though, they've been reimagined with armored suits branded with the Trask Industries logo, tying them directly to Bolivar Trask, the creator of the Sentinels. That connection becomes very important later in the trailer. Despite their enhancements, the Reavers still bleed, a detail that emphasizes the brutal realism the game is aiming for. This isn't a sanitized superhero story, this is Wolverine Unleashed. Much of the combat shown takes place in Madripoor, a fictional Southeast Asian city known in the comics for its mix of crime, corruption, and cultural diversity. The signs in the streets include English, Chinese, and Malay, grounding the setting in a believable Southeast Asian location. Madripoor is a longtime haunt of Logan, especially under his patch identity, and it makes sense that Insomniac would bring it to life as one of the main hubs of the game. We even see Wolverine step into the Princess Bar, a location pulled straight from the comics. It's a classic spot where Logan often found himself in fights, and the neon pink sign over the door even includes Chinese characters translating simply to bar. Inside, the detail continues, with nods to Wolverine's first comic appearance, like a license plate reading HLK 181, referencing the Incredible Hulk Burrow 81 from 1974. The trailer doesn't stop at background Easter eggs. It gives us a look at some major villains. One of the most exciting reveals is Omega Red, the Russian mutant with carbonadium tentacles and a deadly life-draining ability. His design here is massive, comic-accurate, and menacing, towering over Logan in their fight. Later, Mystique appears, shifting from the disguise of a Reaver back into her iconic blue-skinned form. The fact that she's fighting against the Reavers raises interesting questions. Could she be a reluctant ally in this story? Or is she simply manipulating events for her own gain? Another key detail is the way the game handles Wolverine's unreliable memory. In narration, Logan admits he's been fighting longer than he can remember, hinting that the storyline will explore the gaps in his past. This approach opens the door to fragmented storytelling, flashbacks, and revelations about his history. It mirrors one of the most enduring themes of Wolverine's character, the struggle to piece together his broken past. The trailer also shows us Wolverine in multiple outfits, including his iconic yellow suit. What's fascinating is that the damage he takes seems to persist. His clothing gets torn, bloodied, and doesn't magically reset, which suggests a dynamic system where Logan visibly carries the scars of battle as you progress. That level of detail is exactly what makes this game feel grittier and more grounded than typical superhero titles. We also get glimpses of other locations beyond Madripoor. One sequence shows Wolverine flying over a Canadian lake with a road sign for Squamish, a real town in British Columbia. This ties back to Logan's Canadian roots and sets the stage for a storyline that spans continents. Another moment teases Tokyo, with Japanese vending machines and neon-lit streets, suggesting part of the game will unfold in Japan. Between Madripoor, Canada, and Tokyo, it looks like players will be exploring diverse and meaningful locations tied to Wolverine's history. Combat in this game looks as brutal as fans could hope for. Logan slashes through enemies with cinematic finishers, often leaving trails of blood and sparks from their cybernetic implants. One particularly striking moment shows him driving his claws straight through a Reaver's head, a move that echoes a violent scene from the 2017 Logan film. There's even a shot of Wolverine's skin splitting to reveal the adamantium beneath, reminding us just how much punishment his body endures. And then comes the trailer's final tease, the Sentinels. Throughout the footage, we see hints of Trask Industries, from logos on shipping containers to armored guards carrying the name. Finally, a towering sentinel smashes through a building, confirming that these classic X-Men foes will play a major role. If Wolverine is already battling Reavers and villains like Omega Red and Mystique, adding Sentinels into the mix sets the stage for epic large-scale battles. What's also exciting is the possibility of cameos. The Easter eggs sprinkled throughout suggest that other mutants or Marvel characters could appear. A reference to Hulk 181 may be more than a nod. It could tease the possibility of Logan crossing paths with the Hulk, much like in the comics. And since this game is rumored to share continuity with Insomniac's Spider-Man universe, we may even see connections to Peter Parker or Miles Morales. From start to finish, this trailer makes one thing clear. Marvel's Wolverine is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious superhero games ever made. It's raw, violent, and deeply faithful to the character. With its mature tone, comic-accurate villains, and sprawling settings, it's a game that finally lets Wolverine shine in his own spotlight without compromise. The developers have already confirmed that we'll see more footage in spring 2026, but for now, this trailer gives us plenty to speculate about. So the question is, who else do you think might show up? Will we see classic X-Men allies like Jean Grey or Silver Samurai if the Japan setting plays a big role? Could Hulk or other mutants make an appearance? And how closely will this tie into the Spider-Man games? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure, this game is going to be a bloody, unforgettable ride.